Boss, as your boss, I don't have to answer your calls. But you do have to answer mine. Banker here. Today this gem of a line came my way. While I was knee-deep in the onboarding meeting with the new coworker, my boss seemed to be trying to reach me on my work phone. But I didn't notice. Later he told me that he just wanted to inform me about a buffet downstairs on the ground floor. So not anything even remotely serious. Then he drops the line, "Keep your phone in sight at all times." When I pointed out to him that I had tried reaching him on the work phone several times in the past as well, and he never answered, he responded with the explanation that he had been in meetings during those instances. I countered by saying that I'd been in the same situation today. Then he delivered this exquisite comeback that he didn't have to pick up his phone. But as his subordinate, I certainly did. What a logic. Dude. Respect is earned, not owed. Show respect, get respect. He wears the badge of douchebaggery proudly, doesn't he? Why do the incredibly stupid always end up in these positions? I'd leave for something better ASAP. Major red flag in poor leadership. Please take this notice as my resignation. Effective immediately. I will be taking my skills, talents, and labor to an employer who respects my professionalism and treats me as a valued colleague rather than simply a subordinate. Best wishes. Sorry, my phone was off. Call my desk phone. Middle finger, middle finger, middle finger. Why should you respect a manager that has no respect for you? Capitalism is antithetical to a society of equals. No more bosses. No more owners. No more hierarchies. This is where you ignore that snotty comment and stand your ground. It's unacceptable for him to interrupt you while you are in a meeting. You're not a subordinate. You're a colleague and are entitled to respectful treatment and respectful language. Feel free to discuss with our and his manager. This makes me remember the time I was an intern. Actually something below I don't know how to translate. In a bank, and one of my main tasks was to pick up the phone and tell the caller my supervisor was away when he was sitting in front of me. Yeah, boss. Sorry. But that's not a realistic expectation. I'll do my best to answer promptly. But you'll have to trust that if I miss your call, there's a good reason I've missed it. Unless I'm literally the receptionist, secretary. This'd be my response. I'd also start looking for new work. This guy sounds miserable to work for. He's got a problem that you didn't answer his call about the buffet? The hell? Get your resume updated. Then he drops the line, "Keep your phone in sight at all times." Quote, that would have been the end of it. No response, as none is needed. It's like when you get a speeding ticket and the cop gives it to and then asks, "So, what about blank?" Don't answer. It's a trap. In pushing it, you accused your boss of being a hypocrite by pointing out they're not always reachable when they expect the same. What was gained? It can be difficult to let things slide. Pick and choose the battles you want to fight. On the plus side, normalize giving them the last word, and oftentimes the last words mean the least. So your job pays for your phone and service, right? Because if not, then there is not much he can do about where the phone that you pay for is located. Try to get that in writing. Reply with something like, "Hey, just letting you know that you had a point in our earlier conversation. I'll be keeping my phone out and in sight at all times. And will, as requested, pause any work to answer your calls. Please let me know if there's any further advice you have for me. Thank you." And then look for a new job. Bosses can be pretty terrible. Rules for thee but not for me. I mean, he isn't wrong, as he is the one who is responsible for defining and delivering consequences. He can say you have to answer the phone if he calls. It is an asshole thing to say though. In any other relationship, besides professional hierarchy, this would be inequality and the sign of the possible beginning of an abusive dynamic. In a friendship, creative partnership, romantic relationship, etc., there has to be equal respect and equal responsibility. The professional hierarchy is supposed to lay out who has more responsibility to the work goal and who, in the crunch, is responsible for the work getting done, no matter the level of the task required. Captain goes down the ship. In abusive dynamics, this is twisted to reflect more reward rather than more responsibility. The idea of, I don't have to be on call to anyone, but you are on call to me at all times, is not only backwards, it's juvenile and a first step to an abusive dynamic. You could always tell him, okay, that's fine, I'll call your boss instead, and after the what face he'll change his tune.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.